Coming up on my favorite part of the day, the part of the day that I get to relax finally. I made sure to get up and do everything according to plan. And at the end of the day, it doesn't feel any better, than when you've actually sort of had a day. It's like, why am I so lost though, It's like, who is this guy that just streams all the time? Like, what's the reasoning for it? Am I really that far, off of the normal from where everyone else is? It's like you got a virus or something. It's like I've got this, new appendage, like this device continually being on me all the time. It's almost like I've got venom on me or something, like Spider-Man. Just like, where is the consideration for it? Is there consideration for me, from the other side? Not necessarily here, but just in the place that I exist, that I reside in. Is there some sense that I could be doing something better or different to culminate some image that hangs inside the walls of everybody's mind? What is my image? What is the painting that I am picturing? What is the picture that I'm painting? I said it the other way on purpose, I promise you. So is there room for me? Is there room for me to be like an excuse to be something that continually escapes and evades the idea that life isn't this creative expression? Maybe I'm living poetry, I'm poetry in motion. the resilient way in which I try to express the day. I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say, he was like, and I've been wanting to tweet him this, you know what I mean? You guys ever tweet celebrities or whatever? Because you like hear them say something, you're like, I got something to say about that. Neil deGrasse Tyson was doing a podcast, right? And he said something like, after the first telescope was like launched in space, the Hubble telescope or something, he like read a poem on it or whatever, and he's like, the poem just didn't do it justice. You don't need poetry for like something that exists, right? And I would just thought like, well, that's poetry trying to understand science, but you need to look into poetry that science can't understand, right? It's this idea that things don't make sense, especially for a thing in motion, a body that exists. Maybe that's all I'm saying is that, I'm over here saying that things don't make sense. And if they did, then what would the world be? It would be something that was much more barren, right? Isn't that kind of wild? It seems that if things made more sense to me, then I'd be clumped into some ideology. But where things make no sense, it almost makes more sense for this to be. So do people have compassion on me? Or is there some sense that my passion is a distraction and really is diving too deep unnecessarily? Maybe I'm like a giant whale in this ocean of life, sinking forever. But the deeper I get, the more that it just brings me to the surface with the weight that I carry. Due to the natural laws that govern the expanse and the wastelands, have I just abandoned myself, but on the other side, feeling like I'd be abandoned in some place where I would have no time, and now I'm riddled with riddles and I can't make up my mind. Is there any way to truly win at life, or will we all end in dismay? Is the ending going to be something in which no matter which road you took, it ended up being the wrong road? If all roads lead to Rome, then where did the roads come from, though? I think the roads themselves came from this idea of perspective. And perspective just creates a word, an idea, creates the idea of you, creates this idea that there's nothing beyond you. Maybe all roads come from you if they lead to Rome, but what is Rome but some imagination of some expanse that almost has no home, and the people that lived in Rome somehow aren't the people that were known to Rome. So maybe we truly have no home, and it's this idea that's holding us back, the idea that we come from somewhere. But if we come from the place that is just like the idea of you, then is there really any escaping our fate? Am I fated to do this? Am I fated to be on this screen trying to express unnecessary things for 10 minutes to 5 people while drinking a coffee in some shop that has hardly anyone in it? If we all come from this place, then I think we can go anywhere. I truly think we can go anywhere. I think it just takes some recognition that life is like a great mirror. Sometimes it's close, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily seem like the reactions are straightforward. Sometimes they're a complicated mess. Which is just the expression of how far away can you get from the most basic word. Good night. Bye-bye. Have a good night. I'm just enjoying my coffee, doing my little poetry thing. But I hope you have a good night, though. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining, saying what's up. This is like one of my favorite parts of my day, you know? Just kind of hanging out. What if we really could reason with ourselves? Like, I really want to be able to reason with myself to, like, understand something. Somehow I know that there's like a code of words that could unlock some. Yo, what's up, Clouds? Welcome. I guess something just happened outside. There's like a bunch of ambulances and stuff going by. How's your day been, Clouds? Hope it's been good. Thanks for all the celebration emojis, guys. You know what I just want to be like? I want to own up to what I am. Like, I'm a very, like, this is like very underground, like grunge. This is like a very grunge underground experience, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll just own it somehow and just be like this character that embodies like the distance of the internet somehow, you know? Its ability to show you something that makes you think about something, right? Like something that maybe you'd remember in like 10 years somehow and say, that was kind of weird that was going on, you know? But it was like, there was like other people there and, you know, some things were said that somehow made sense. And at times it wasn't necessarily about being there or saying something. It was just the idea that you were there. So then all of a sudden that expression became everybody who was here, not necessarily just me. Shout out to all the people who just enjoy me like ranting. You know? Shout out to you folks. Sometimes I think of music and I'm like, wow, like millions of dollars for like, you know, a verse of some kind, and it's like, listen, what do people value? Is it the system itself? I think so. I think it's just the system. People value hard truth, what they're unable to get over. But I'm telling you, if hard truth is what everybody desires, then in time, with time, this will be something that breaks away from the pack. With time, my channel will be something on the attack. it's not necessarily going to be something that was just wordy. Eventually, with all the time that was allotted here, all the words themselves, they'll begin to become clear. They'll start to make more sense. That idea of hard truth would be hard to pass up. Hey, you got a new package? Nice. Package of what? What'd you get a package of? Curious. Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight yoke. Nice. What game are you playing with that? Are you playing like Battlefield or something? When I had a flight controller when I was like a kid, it was for the game Battlefield. I used to play like Battlefield 1942. You'll have a review on your channel? Nice. That'll be cool. I just do kind of like joke unboxings now, you know? It's like, I did an unboxing of like this phone and some other stuff. Microsoft Flight Simulator, nice. I've been trying to get my dad into that one. I was like, Dad, you really love this game. It's just like, you're just like flying around in like airplanes and stuff. Which version? Do you play the newest one? You already unboxed it? Nice. Yeah, I mostly do like joke reviews. Like I did a review of like Crocs and stuff. 2025, nice. I know a lot of people enjoy those simulator games, right? Oh, 2024, yeah, there's like, you can like drive semi trucks and like all this stuff, you know? I know they're pretty popular. But yeah, I've been trying to tell my dad, I was like, hey, when you retire and you like need somebody to help you like set up a computer so you can like do something when you're retired, you know? I was like, just let me know. I can help you like set up a game or something like that. Yeah, I like really think it would be like beneficial. I know there's like some older people that like stream on like Twitch and stuff like that, you know? There's like always like there's always like streams of like older people playing games and stuff. I saw like some old lady playing like Red Dead Redemption and Zelda and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm gonna be like when I get older. Like, am I still gonna be doing this? Am I gonna like transition into like actually doing poetry? Or your brother is playing his game right now? What game is he playing? But yeah, I'm always curious about what I'm gonna be like when I'm older. Like, am I gonna be like, I don't know, the future just scares me kind of actually, you know? Like I think about like, what am I gonna be doing? And it's like, am I still gonna be doing this? Am I gonna like figure something out? Am I gonna like write a book? I don't know, but it all seems like work and like full of like challenges and full of stereotypes and like judgments. The future scares me. Horizon 5 with the steering wheel, nice. I actually have Forza Horizon 5 on my PC. I've beaten most of it. That game gets super complicated when you're like trying to adjust the lift of your car and like your engine, like your gears and stuff like that. It gets super complicated. Yeah, I have that game actually. Got it like, I don't know, 2 years ago or something. It's fun though. Sometimes life is just too real, you know? It's just like, can this be a little more fake? Or something? Can't this be a little bit more like a dream? It's hard. But if you're living in the moment, enjoy it, love it, own it. Laura, if you're living in the moment, own it. Make sure to box it up and never let go. Yeah, this might be a shorter stream. You're back. Maybe I can become like some older, like if I keep pursuing down this path, you know, like am I gonna become like some older commentator, like kind of guy? Like what's my plug your phone in? Okay. I will be doing a like a different video here in like a month or so or something like that. Maybe. I might be doing like a travel video. It sounds like it's super cool. Like I said, I used to have a joystick for like Battlefield, and I used it for like flying helicopters. Yeah, I know a lot of people that stream like flight simulators and stuff like that. I'll have to look into like Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know a lot of people play it. Arc it up. Did you know I was actually in a plane crash? Do I look like a guy that's been in a plane crash? You see this scar right here? See how my lip like comes out right there? That's from an airplane wreck I got in like 2010. That scar right there, and I have another scar right here. Right there. That right there. Got in an airplane wreck with my dad. My dad's a pilot, a private pilot or whatever. And somebody like sold us an airplane that had like an engine problem with it. And it like the engine died. The engine died on like our flight over the mountains. And we had to like crash land into a semi like on the road in the mountains. So I'm like, sometimes I don't even think I'm really alive, you know what I mean? Like I had that experience and it was like, I had to like think I was gonna die. And it was like, we were coming down and my dad's like, he was like, my dad woke me up. I was like taking a nap in the co-pilot's seat. And he like woke me up and he's like, son, like, I have to tell you something, like, we're out of fuel, we ran out of fuel, like we had a fuel leak or something, and our engines died. So I just thought we were gonna die. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was gonna die. And I told my dad, I was like, okay, like there's like some stuff you go through that you learn in pilot training. It's like, okay, you try to restart the engine, you try to do all this stuff, right? And it didn't restart. Like I said, like the guy that sold the plane or whatever, it had problems and there was like a fuel leak in it. And so I just thought I was gonna die. And I was like, I didn't freak out, you know what I mean? Like I just thought I was gonna die. And the plane goes down, it's starting to go down, and I look up on a GPS on my phone, and I was like, there's a road right here we could probably land on. So we made our way to that we crashed into a semi with our plane on the road. And that's where I got all these scars from. And I had to go get a bunch of surgeries all over my face because this was like all broken, and like all my lip was like all ripped apart down to here and stuff. I remember like waking up in the airplane because I got knocked out after just hitting my head so hard on the yoke or whatever, right? And there's just blood everywhere. And like I'm in like extreme pain, but like the adrenaline like makes it so that you can just like overcome that. And I like looked at my dad. Good thing he wasn't dead either, you know what I mean? And I was like, get up. I was like, we got to get out of here. So we like climbed out of the airplane and like went and laid down on the side of the road. Crazy, right? You can look it up on the internet though. Like I'm in like a news article for it. So I'm like lucky to be alive, but sometimes I think like maybe everybody's just lucky to be alive, you know what I mean? Maybe that's when I started getting into like biology and philosophy and all this weird stuff of life. Like maybe I really died, you know what I mean? Like maybe death is just the idea of like opening your eyes up into some different experience or seeing things in a different way. Because what are the chances that I survive that, you know? And it's like, can we experience nothing? It's like some really weird problem. Like there's no way we can experience nothing, you know? It's like nothingness doesn't exist. There's always something. And where that something exists, you exist. Because everything's connected. So you're a part of it. You're like indisputable, your soul and like your identity is like connected to all things and it's eternal. So I started like thinking like that after I got in that plane crash, when I just like accepted that I was gonna die or whatever. But then I've been up in like airplanes since then. But there's my like flight experience. Like I was like going and doing like pilot lessons. I stopped, but I've been up with my dad and everything. Like he's flown us since then and stuff like that. So they say so that you don't get into like a fear mechanism, so that you don't get afraid of flying anymore. You have to just get up and get in an airplane and just say like statistically the odds of getting in another wreck are like 0 or whatever. It's like getting struck by lightning, you know? Maybe that's why my hair is like all like this, you know? Or whatever. But yeah. And then again, after college, I thought my life was kind of like over. I had to like restart everything. It was like my plan, my pathway in college didn't work out. And so I had to like refigure out like what I was going to do in life. And this just sort of like became what I did, you know, like on a daily basis. But you know, it's hard to understand anything other than yourself when that's the only voice you hear, right? So maybe another person's perspective adds a little bit of confusion, but maybe it also adds depth and some movement. Every time my coffee's gone, I'm like, oh, darn, you know, but it is, it's gone. Good song. Sometimes I think that all technology is just time. It's like the continual built up perspective of order just sort of refining itself and expressing itself, and we're expressions of this mechanism. And so we're perceived as being a part of it, meaning that we add to it this recollection of how the universe operates. But it's just simply how time operates. If there was anything great that you could do, it would just be simply to live long enough to experience it. But maybe, you know, this juxtaposition of aspects can somehow kill time. Maybe somehow I can sort of speed it up. I can speed up time with the words that I say. I can make time seem less like it's a part of the day. Maybe. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Anyways, you guys know me, you know what to expect, so if you're here, it's because you know that I do this. Whatever this is. I just look like the wind just blew my hair up like this. I need my goggles or something, you know what I mean? All right, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and have some dinner or whatever, you know, it's that part of the day, time of day, so.